sleep schedule gives you aura if you get better sleep. And I always like to get around 9 hours of sleep. I know some people say, oh, you just get 6 or 7, but I always feel best when I get like 8.5 to 9 hours. But when it's 8.5 to 9 hours, I always feel really, really good. I always feel really, really rested. Sleep gives you energy. Without good sleep, you're always gonna feel like shit. You're always gonna feel like half the day's already gone. You know, the day's already wasted by the time you fully wake up. It's already the afternoon, or it's already, 11 a.m. And you just don't feel good. You're just kind of walking around, not feeling good, not feeling your best, not feeling sharp. You don't feel mentally sharp. You don't feel clear mentally. You don't feel focused. You don't feel present. You don't feel alert. You don't feel good. I think it's important to sleep earlier because I used to stay up super late at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, especially during college and then like COVID time. And then I'd be in that zombie state all the time. Your sleep schedule gives you aura. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by your sleep schedule gives you aura? Have you ever noticed like when you wake up and you're just super tired, you're in zombie mode, you're just walking around and you're there, but you're not really there. Like you're physically there, but mentally you're just gone. You're still asleep mentally. That's how I was the past few days. I was talking to this one girl, I was talking to fine shit, Things are really good between us. Chemistry's super good. Like the vibes are good. We click. Like it's always good banter back and forth. But yesterday I was super tired because the past few nights I had not gone to bed early. I'd been going to bed like 1, 2 in the morning. Because I'm planning a trip, so I've been staying up late, like researching stuff, where to stay, where to go, things to do, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I was talking to her, and it was still good, but it was like it wasn't the same. Like I wasn't on point. When you're kind of just like riffing and you're vibing, you just like you see like all the different things to say, and you're just like in that flow state in a conversation. Yeah, I wasn't there yesterday, and she kind of had to carry the conversation a little bit, which is fine because it's okay to sit back and listen. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. You should listen more often than you talk, especially when you're talking to women. Like some of us guys, we might yap too much, so it's okay to let them talk. But no, a big reason that I wasn't talking too much because I was tired, because I was in that zombie mode. And full disclosure, even right now, I went to bed at 1 a.m. last night because I was just, again, researching this trip. Still, that's not good. I should research earlier and then go to bed. I normally like to go to bed around like 10:30, 11:30. I know that's the bedtime, but I think it's important to sleep earlier because I used to stay up super late, like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, especially during college and then like COVID time. And then I'd be in that zombie state all the time, right? Like yesterday she's talking and I can see the opportunities to like say something smooth or like suave or whatever. And it's like that shit kind of comes naturally to me, but it's like I felt like because I was tired, I didn't really say too much because if I had said it then, it would have felt like I would have been forcing it because I'm like halfway asleep, not fully paying attention. It's kind of like, oh yeah, blah, 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 and it's like, I don't know, it kind of throws you off your game a little bit. It's like you're in that flow state, you're in that zone, and then when you wake up and you're just really tired every day, you can't really be in that zone anymore. Yeah, like I said, zombie mode is what I call it. You're just kind of walking around, not feeling good, not feeling your best, not feeling sharp. You don't feel mentally sharp. You don't feel clear mentally. You don't feel focused. You don't feel present. You don't feel alert. You don't feel good. Sleep is so important for you. Just from a mental health standpoint, so many mental health problems have actually been proven to get solved, or at least they are the symptoms of these mental health problems like depression, anxiety are soothed if you get better sleep, if you're resting enough. And I always like to get around 9 hours of sleep. I know some people say, oh, you just get 6 or 7, but I always feel best when I get like 8.5 to 9 hours. If I go over that, then it might end up being too much sleep and you still feel groggy. But when it's 8 to 9 hours, 8.5 to 9 hours, I always feel really, really good. I always feel really, really rested. And yeah, I used to be going to bed super late. I would just be in this zombie brain fog mode all the time. And I just wouldn't feel good. I couldn't really operate. I couldn't really function. I couldn't really do anything. I couldn't really accomplish my goals. I couldn't really focus on, building a YouTube channel, for example. I couldn't really focus on, saving money and investing. Your willpower goes down when you're tired all the time. So it's easier to just spend money on random stuff. be getting the Uber Eats, the DoorDash. This is back when it was a little cheaper a few years ago. But then you're just eating all the time, and then your food is fucked up. Also, that's another big thing. When you're tired, you're gonna tend to get a lot more hungry because your hormones are all out of whack. Your hunger hormone increases a lot when you're tired. Obviously, that's gonna make it a lot harder to stay in a calorie deficit if you're trying to lose weight. And it's also, you're gonna crave like carbs and sugar, quick energy, fast digesting food that you can get a lot of energy from. And we know that if you're trying to lose weight, it's better for you to eat more protein and more fat, slower digesting foods that are going to keep you full for longer. But it's just too easy to eat all that bread, all that pasta. I would be door dashing like the ice cream or like the dessert places, the sweets, and then obviously that's blowing up all my calories. And then I'm sitting there not being in a deficit, and I'm wondering, why is fat loss taking so long? Why is it taking so long for my body to change? And it's because my sleep schedule is out of whack. And also, we actually burn the fat when we're asleep. We actually build the muscle when we're asleep. So if you're not resting well, if you're not getting enough rest, if you're not getting enough quality rest, you're losing out on progress. You're not building as much muscle as you could be building. You're not burning as much fat as you could be burning. So all that exercise and all that time you spent in the gym and focus on your diet, if you're not sleeping well, it all goes out the window. Poor sleep also ruins your immune system. You get sick a lot easier, and you just don't feel healthy. You feel like you're kind of running on empty, when you're driving the car, and then the light's on, the little light on the side. You feel like the gas tank light, you feel like that's on all the time. That's kind of how you're operating. But when I say it gives you aura, it's literally because you just feel so much more energized. You have so much more life when you are getting enough sleep. You just wake up every day and you feel good. You feel rested. You feel ready to just hit the ground running, do what you need to do. Whatever you're trying to accomplish for that day, it's most likely going to get done when you've had a good night of sleep, when you've had multiple good nights of sleep stacking up and you just have a good sleep schedule. Ideally, you're going to bed before midnight. If you can get to bed before 11, that's even better. Like, that's proven to be right before melatonin production starts in your brain, which melatonin is obviously like the sleep hormone. It's going to help your body just get into that rest and digest state, that deep rest state that you need to be in. And you just have so much more energy. So like in the times when I've talked to this girl in the past, right, and that's a whole other video about like how we met and like what's been going on with that. Maybe in the future I'll talk about it more if things develop. But you have this non-neediness about you. Like, the reason things are going so well is because part of the good sleep is that I just am so calm, I'm so rested, and I don't feel like tense, I don't feel needy, I don't feel try hard, I'm just relaxed. I'm just talking to her, and it's like the energy is like, yo, I want you, but I don't need you. And that's how it should be. That's how your energy should be. You should be in this non-needy state. You're not disrespecting someone else and their opinions and whatnot, but you're just valuing yourself and your self-respect and what you want more. You're like, I'm not going to chase you. I'm interested, and I'm going to let you know because I'm feeling energized and confident in myself, but I'm not going to chase. I'm not going to over pursue. I'm not going to be out here trying too hard, doing too much. See, when you're tired, you're more likely to just be doing too much. A lot of guys are tired because they stay up late looking at the hub. Let's be real. They stay up late looking at the digital cheeks, looking at the OnlyFans, subscribing to these girls online. And it's like, no wonder you feel shitty, because you're frying your brain every day. And then you're on your phone in bed and you can't fall asleep. You're in bed for hours without being able to fall asleep, without letting your brain and body take a rest. And then you're only able to sleep for like 4 or 5 hours, and then you wake up and you go straight back on your phone. And then you're looking at that shit again. And it's like you're just constantly putting women and sex on a pedestal. So you're so needy, you're so thirsty, you're so desperate for it, you're chasing it, you're not calm, you're not relaxed. And of course, this would go hand in hand with semen retention, as I've been talking about, but that's again a separate video about how semen retention increases your aura. I'll make that video soon. But yeah, just having a good sleep schedule, it's like that's the foundation for your aura, for your energy, for when you carry yourself and people just see like, oh, he's got this vibe about him, he's got this like this swagger about him, this aura about him. Like, it comes from being well rested, from being energized. Sleep gives you energy. Without good sleep, you're always gonna feel like shit. You're always gonna feel like half the day's already gone. You know, the day's already wasted by the time you fully wake up. It's already the afternoon, or it's already, 11 a.m. and you just don't feel good. And that causes you to beat yourself up and feel bad about yourself, because it's like, man, like, where's all the time going? Every day goes by so fast. I don't have enough time to get anything done, and then you're not productive, and then you're not accomplishing your goals. And it's like, if you would just go to sleep earlier, you would feel better in every aspect. You'd feel better mentally, emotionally, physically, sexually, socially, shit, financially, because you have more energy to focus on building something, or to focus on your job and doing a good job, or to apply to new jobs, because applying to new jobs is basically a full-time job in and of itself. So you need a lot of energy and a lot of willpower and a lot of discipline to keep applying to new jobs, so you can find the right fit for you and give it more money and improve your career. Sleep gives you aura, man. Sleep gives you that energy, gives you that swagger, gives you that pep in your step, as they say, as the old heads say. You stand up taller, you look better, you look less bloated. It gives your body time to flush out all the water weight and all the bloat. Your face and your body will look leaner. Even if you haven't really lost any actual weight, any actual fat, you're gonna look leaner because all the bloat is gone. And you're gonna feel better about yourself when you look in the mirror. You need to sleep, man. It's so good for you. Don't stay up late. If you have something going on, okay, like if you're out and about with friends, you got an event going on, okay, that's fine. But most of us just stay up late, and like I said, we're on our phones. We're wasting time. We're just doom scrolling, frying our brains, making it harder to fall asleep, and making us feel even shittier the next day, because our brains can't even fall asleep for multiple hours that we're laying in bed. So instead of doing that, try literally anything else, even just for 30 minutes before you go to bed. Let's say, give yourself a bedtime. It doesn't have to be perfect, but let's just say, okay, I want to be in bed by 11 p.m. Try being off your phone by 10:30. Go do something else. Brush your teeth, read a book, listen to some music, drink some tea. If you live with someone else, just talk to them, have a conversation. You could try meditating, doing yoga or stretching. Like, do literally anything that doesn't involve a screen for 30 minutes. Give your brain that time to rest and to come down off the overstimulation, and see how that helps you fall asleep. Then when you lay down around 11 p.m., it's going to be a lot easier to just knock out, and you won't be laying there with all these thoughts racing in your head all day, because that stems from overstimulation. All that overthinking and anxiety stems from all the overstimulation. I've made a video about that previously. And then that makes it easier for when you wake up to say, okay, I don't want to go on my phone for at least 30 minutes. That you have this little buffer zone before you go to bed and after you wake up, where it's like 30 minutes, I'm not going on my phone. I'm reducing my screen time. I'm allowing myself to be more present, to be more peaceful. That in and of itself is going to give you more aura, right? You're just going to have so much more energy. You're just going to have this like vibe about you that like you respect yourself, you're disciplined, you take care of yourself. You don't treat yourself and your body and your mind like shit, because you love yourself. And that sets the tone. People see that. People can see that in the way you carry yourself, that you take care of yourself, that you take care of your sleep, that you're well rested, that you're full of energy and vitality in life, and that you respect yourself and you can't be fucked with. But it all starts with you and how you treat yourself. So just to recap, sleep has so many benefits for you. It increases your aura. It's going to make you way more confident, way easier when talking to members of the opposite sex, people that you're attracted to in general. It's going to help you look way leaner, get rid of bloat. It's going to help you build more muscle and burn more fat while you sleep. It's going to clear out brain fog, overthinking, anxiety. You're going to feel calmer, more peaceful, more rested, more energized, more full of life and vitality. It's going to help your immune system. You're way less likely to get sick and need to go to the doctor and feel like shit, because your body is actually operating as it should be. And I could probably make more videos, and I probably will make more videos about sleep, but I don't want this video to go on too long. I feel like that's already a lot of the main benefits that you, the viewer, my audience, will probably care about. We want to improve our fitness, we want to improve our dating life, we want to improve our mental health. Those are kind of the main things that I talk about on this channel. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you all for 100 plus subscribers. Took over a year, but I learned a lot, and building all this content, this library of content, and just getting better at articulating my thoughts and sharing my stories with you guys and sharing these lessons that I've learned. Because this sleep stuff is a lesson. I used to be up late way too often, and I would feel like shit all the time, and I didn't know why. And once I finally started going to bed before midnight, before 11:30, that's when I started feeling good every day. That was like one of the key foundational self-improvement aspects that I feel like people online don't talk about enough. Fix your sleep schedule, fix your life. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day.